little creatures of the internet. I'm here to film a video for you guys, go figure. I mean, this is YouTube. Today's video is one of those where I just sit and talk and word vomit to the camera because that was the overwhelming response from you guys when I tweeted multiple times asking for video ideas, because I have those days where I just feel the need to get a video up but I don't know what sort of angle to go for, so when in doubt, just talk it out. There have been quite a few instances in the past couple of weeks where I've just encountered something and felt very inclined to put it in a video, and whenever I felt like that, I wrote it down on a sheet of paper, and the sheet of paper has grown to quite a few things that I'd like to talk about, and I'm just gonna pick and choose and just chat with you guys because that's what I'm here for. I am your internet buddy. That's the best explanation for what I do, I suppose. Going along with the whole YouTube buddy relationship we have here, I don't want to say buddy, that's like a weird word. Does that sound weird to anybody else? Anyway, I'm your YouTube pal, okay? A lot of people at my school don't understand why I do what I do, why I sit on my bed cross-legged like I am right now and talk to a piece of plastic. In a nutshell, the reason why I do what I do is because of you guys. As long as one person appreciates what I do, I'm gonna keep on doing it for as long as I can. So I'll literally be sitting in my dorm room next year filming videos. I'll be filming from the nursing home when I'm 80 years old, so help me God. So really, honestly, that is why I'm here. So I'm gonna start out with the inspiration for this video, which is my new, not so new Netflix addiction. Whether it's Gossip Girl reruns, One Tree Hill, which I'm just getting into, Vampire Diaries, American Horror Story, you know, I just finished that season. There's all these shows that I'm just addicted to, and I come home from school itching to watch my shows, and I know I have homework, but I get my homework done as fast as possible so I could go on Netflix or pop open a book. I'm reading the second book of Divergent. My life is so driven by fictional things, and I just think it's so interesting that us as humans, we experience these extraordinary lives. Although your life might not seem extraordinary, like every day you live is a miracle. The fact that there's 7 billion of us on this planet, I don't know, it's just a very extraordinary life that we live, even if you might not realize how extraordinary it truly is. We could change our lives with just one choice, and every choice alters another, and you know, our lives are pretty crazy. Yet, we're so attached to fictional lives. And I was just kind of pondering this, thinking, why is this how it is? And that led me to a conclusion that is not pretty. And the conclusion that I came to is more of a theory. What if I were someone else? What if I was not Katie Bellotti, 18-year-old girl living on the East Coast in the United States? Like, what if I was someone else? And then would my life be more fulfilling? And that's a really sad thought, to be honest, and it's something that I think about often reluctantly. A lot of people, myself including, go to these fictional outlets like Serena van der Woodsen and Blair Waldorf and all those people because we're so bored with our own lives. There's a saying that we're all sinking in the same boat. We're all bored, we're all desperate for some action, for some color to enter our lives, for something to happen, for someone to notice us, for something out of the ordinary to occur. And we're just waiting. We spend our lives idle, thinking, overthinking, I will add, and just waiting. Yeah, there is the power there for us to just get up and do something about it and make it happen. But a lot of times it's quite hard to do that, especially when you're not very confident and you just don't feel like it'll do anything, it'll go anywhere. I'm put in this position all the time where I get to decide whether I want to play it safe or to go right on the wild side, and to be honest, a lot of times I just play it safe. I'm definitely one for taking risks. Like, if I were in Divergent, I would have jumped first, I'm just saying. Playing it safe is also good in certain situations, and just doing you, doing what you feel is right. After I've watched one too many Netflix episodes and come back to reality, I kind of have to ground myself and remind myself that I'm a work in progress, and my life is not solidified yet. I'm not set in stone. The sadness that you're feeling right now is not forever. The loneliness, it's not forever. Who knows what sort of miracles and adventures that tomorrow will bring? You don't know. I don't know. I'm only 18, and all of these pressures and choices and decisions are put on my shoulders at such a young age that determine, supposedly, the rest of my life. And when people say that, I kind of look at them and I'm like, well, that's sad. I think it's important to spice up your life a little bit and not go with the day-to-day things that are supposed to happen and making that rut of life. I don't think life should be a rut. I don't think there should be a right or wrong thing or a certain path you have to take, like the A path, the B path, the C path, you know? I think it should be very organic, and you should be able to make your own decisions and make your own life the way you want it to be. And yeah, Netflix is freaking awesome sometimes when you're just feeling crappy and you just want to be someone else and, you know, take a break from your life. I think it's a perfect outlet for that, and so is reading, and so is all sorts of different fictional and other sort of things that you might find relieving to you, but Netflix is my thing. I really hope that you guys find this video when you're feeling just downright terrible. And I'm not trying to say that I hope you feel terrible. That is the polar opposite of what I hope you feel after watching this, or during, or before. I hope that none of you experience sadness, but that's kind of unrealistic. It is okay to be sad. It's okay to not be okay. And a lot of times I think that it's not normal and there's no one like me and no one else is going through this, and those feelings consume me sometimes because I think that I'm the only person experiencing this and there's no escape and there's no outlet for me, and I don't want to bother people with my problems. And if you guys are ever feeling like that, if you ever feel like no one is listening and you have no one to talk to, you can talk to me. I'm here for you guys. If you check out my Tumblr, my Ask box, I answer a lot of questions. Definitely try talking to me. That being said, I do get a lot of questions, so I'm gonna try to keep up with it. If I'm not there, there's a variety of resources. There's always someone who will listen to you, and yeah, it's kind of on you to figure out who that is and who you trust. But once you find that person that just gets you, everything else is so much easier from there. Hang in there. People do care about you. You are appreciated. If no one else told you that today, you're appreciated. You are perfect and beautiful in your own skin. You don't have to feel the need to be like those fictional characters. Not saying that those fictional characters aren't someone to look up to, because they're definitely some really solid, awesome characters out there that these wonderful directors and screenwriters have created, and they're definitely works of art in their own right. But, the big but, I like big butts and I cannot lie. It's important to feel important in your own skin. So back to the whole sinking boat analogy that I mentioned earlier. I hope I figure out who actually came up with that and cite them here, because I most certainly did not. Someone must have said it and it must have stuck in my brain somehow, I'm not sure. There's been a variety of speakers I've been watching on YouTube lately and someone probably said it and it stuck with me. But the sinking boat analogy. We're constantly waiting and wishing that something spectacular will come around. And like I said earlier, taking risks is hard, and going out and making it for yourself is hard, and it's much easier to sit back and just wait for something spontaneous to come to you. There are definitely people out there who can walk up to the guy they like, tell him flat out they like him, and even if they don't feel the same way or something awkward occurs along the way, they waltz on out of there, not even a falter in their swagger, and I envy those people deeply at sometimes. But then again, there's also the people who are very calculated and very smart and educated in the way that they pursue things. And then there's the in-between, like me, who is just constantly debating in my head which decision is best. And I feel like I'm sometimes just two people, two different personalities jammed into one, because sometimes I can be really spontaneous and sometimes I can be really reserved. It's really just a constant battle between, waking up and deciding, what am I going to be today? There's definitely times where I've done things out of impulse, screwed up royally, and completely regretted it. Example A, when I wrote a love letter to a boy that I had a crush on, and, it was just completely all of my feelings written out, and he completely ignored it for like a week. And then texted me saying he didn't feel the same way, and that crushed me for months. Months! Of course it was great to put my feelings out there and it felt good when I got it off my chest, but it's kind of embarrassing. And I do make embarrassing moments like that for myself, but it's important that when you're feeling kind of just idle and like you're waiting for something to happen, think about, what would I do? And a lot of times I think, oh, what would Serena van der Woodsen do? What would Blair Waldorf do? But it's important to think about, what would Katie Bellotti do? And although you might not be a blood-sucking vampire like Elena in Vampire Diaries, you're still pretty darn awesome, and you're a superhero in your own right. Another remedy for when you're feeling sad and idle and lonely is to try something new. Something I've tried recently that I just have told myself up until this point that I would never do is sushi, and I absolutely love sushi. I never thought that I would like it because I'm very picky about texture of foods. I don't know if you're like that, but I am. And so sushi was one of those things where I was like iffy about. I tried it, I'm in love, and I eat it at least once a week. It's great. So I don't know why I've really done this, but I've gravitated away from a particular thing that I'm just absolutely head over heels in love with, which are the special needs kids at my school. And I'm very involved with the special needs kids. I do all 3 of the unified sports, which is where they combine the special needs kids with those who do not have special needs. And even if I'm having just a downright terrible day where I feel like everyone is against me and no one wants me to succeed and I'm just feeling just terrible about myself, I go to practice, which is every day after school on Monday and Tuesday, and I'm just smiling while I'm talking about it because I just love those kids so much. But whenever I'm just feeling terrible, I go to practice and I spend at least, you know, an hour and a half with kids who just love life. They're my idols. They are who I aspire to be. I aspire to be as carefree, happy, and just, they're just so driven. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with special needs kids. I've always been, because my uncle and my cousin both have special needs, and I've just always had that in my life. But a lot of people don't get to experience them. You know, if you get the chance, please just spend a day or a couple hours, even 20 minutes, talking to a kid with special needs. Gosh, they'll just change your perspective on everything. And I'm very glad I have that in my life. I honestly don't know what kind of person I'd be if I didn't have those kids in my life. Find something that makes you happy to be alive. For a long time, I thought that that something was going to be a boy, and that a boy would make me feel happy to be alive and make me feel alive. There's definitely moments where I've been with guys and I've just felt very much alive. There's also times where I've literally just felt like crap up until the time I've hung out with a special needs kid, or went on YouTube and read some comments, or done something that has just lifted my spirits, and that is when I truly feel alive. I hope from the bottom of my heart that tomorrow is a good day for you guys. If you need a sign to not kill yourself tonight, this is it. I want you guys to know that I believe in you, and even if your teacher doesn't, or your parents don't, or your siblings don't, or even if you don't, just know that I believe in you. I believe that you will succeed, that you will experience the crap out of this life. I care, and I'm here, and I'm a living, breathing human being who cares for you. I've got the hots for you, and I hope you know it. So that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe smile a little bit. You know, smile, it's good for the soul. And as always, I will talk to you guys in my next video. So talk to you later.